great things in life. Look where we at now, guys. Now we on talking points, talking to AK-47, one of the goats, Cesar, one of the goats, Kev, one of the goats, and we're showing on what is possible in life. So don't ever in life doubt yourself, saying you can never make it in life. We just proved it on what's possible, man.
Speaking
So
facts
shout out
over
to
there.
y'all.
Speaking
Absolutely.
facts.
Oh man, that's awesome. Hey, J Trades, I want to rewind time a little bit though. I know talking about the time. You've been trading for a while, haven't you? I mean,
Yeah.
I actually remember you. You don't remember me because I wasn't very active in the chat, but I was in the chat room you were in probably in 2016, and I do remember your name when Josh brought you up. I was like, I remember J Trades, the active participant in this chat room I was in. So yeah, it's awesome to see you, man, and see the growth and the longevity because certainly like longevity here. It's challenging, right? The
Yeah.
sustainability because traders
Yeah.
want to, traders have that itch where they want to scratch an itch to get somewhere quicker, than maybe
Yeah.
than today allows, right? You got to take what the market gives us ultimately
Exactly.
versus push it. The speed limit kind of analogy
Yeah.
we give. Don't go 75 and a 35. And just catching up on chat here. I'm the only one apparently wearing a costume. Josh, where's yours at? I'm the idiot in here. My
Not
son's
at all.
toe
Not at
cap.
all.
I love it. No, I was going
This
to,
is
and I looked around. I was like, man, I didn't have really anything. I was gonna buy something, and my weeks always fly by. And I'm like, oh fuck, here we are, ready
Yeah.
to Friday. So I just sported the AK-47. I'm sporting the brand today. I love that you
Yeah.
went with Toad. You stayed with it, bro. I love it. The Toad is good. It fits you well. It almost looks like you're a chef though. It almost looks like you're about to go cook something.
And
Sous chef. Yeah.
is that and Kev sees in AK-47. This is something that I go over. This is something that I created, which is called the Breaking Bad method. And this is for a lot of traders who go through a lot of a lot of situations where your weakness basically overshadows your strength. So these are the main things that I go over with a lot of traders. That okay, this is what you need to work on to better yourself as a trader. So I'm like one thing, and as I break down, I said you need to correct having the wrong mindset, not having a detailed plan, unstable work ethics, losing trade syndrome, losing money per trade. Now, losing money per trade is you have a game plan, and Caesar and Kev, y'all can agree with this, is that a lot of traders, they'll have the right mindset, but they procrastinate. They'll scare themselves out of initiating or executing on a trade where they second guessing themselves. And when the trade does go their way, they're missing out on the opportunities. Now they're revenge trading. Now they're going against the grain. Now instead of having going into these areas where you have a good a low risk area but a high reward area, now you're putting yourself in a position to where now you're chasing. Now your risk level is over your reward. Now you're putting yourself in a dangerous position because you jump ship from your initial game plans. And now instead of going into the entry that you were supposed to go to, now you're putting yourself in more of a dangerous risk because now the market is moving on up. Now you're chasing it. Now that you get into these tops and now the market is going against you, now you're cursing yourself out. Damn, why every time now when I get into the market hates me. Oh man,
Yeah.
market watchers watching me. Every time when I get
Yep.
into a trade, it's going against me. Oh man, the market hate me. Oh man, and
Yep.
like every time when I do something, it never goes right. But
Yep.
what people are failing to do and failing to realize is you're going against your game plan. You second guess yourself. You did all the work to understand the necessary entries and your necessary exit, but you tricked yourself out of jumping in on the play when you needed to go in on this play. Now you're putting yourself in a position to chase it. And now, especially if you're going long, when you could have had the bottoms, you could have got in at the lowest areas where you had more reward than risk. Now the market is moving up to the upside. Now it's going into resistance. Now you're jumping into a wrong area. Now you're putting yourself in where your risk is over your reward. Now when you're getting in, you're cursing yourself out. Now you're
Yep.
down on yourself. Oh man, the market guards hate me. The market watchers are watching everything I'm doing. Every time I get in on it, it do the opposite. Now you're having FOMO. Now your emotions are taking place. And these are the things that I break down. This is what I designed to help people get out of that. So
Yep.
you gotta take a chance, guys. And these guys can agree with me. I mean, guys, every price and what a lot of people have issues with is having an OCD complex. Not every entry is gonna be perfect. Stop trying to get every penny on the penny. It may not go right. It's right down to your actual entry, and it may go against the grain a little bit. But you got to understand because what a lot of people fail to realize is the market has pivot points. In other words, which creates a channel where you have a strong bottom, where you have majority of buyers sitting at, and you have an area where majority of sellers are sitting at, which is creating a range. So we know that, guys, all the market does is rotate. So if it's going towards an upper area where it has a lot of resistance, guys, you don't go long. You want to go, don't go against the grain. You want to go with the grain. So if you know based off the past and the past has told you, okay, these are 9 times out of 10 where these sellers are going to come in at and yank the market down as we go down. Okay, we may go into a strong demand zone where buyers are sitting at. Okay, this may be an area we can go in for a call for the move to go right back on up. But a lot of people veer away from their original game plans because they second guess themselves. They don't want to press the button. They don't want to execute. Man, it's a risk that you have to take. But again, if you understand your patterns and you understand the support, you understand the resistance, man, execute on it. If you're afraid, go on with a small position. You don't have to put all your eggs in one basket. Go on with a small position to test that level. Because, okay, if it doesn't go your way, okay, you'll take a small loss to see, okay, if we're going to reclaim on this level where you can go back in and go for the necessary move on up. But a lot of people veer away from their game plans because they procrastinate themselves. They second guess themselves. Now they start to doubt themselves. Now it's nothing but emotions. Now they're blaming everybody else but themselves. It's everybody else's fault. It's the world's fault. It's the market's fault. But they don't take accountability for their own damn actions. And that's what a lot of people got to start doing is taking accountability for your actions. If you're not pressing the button, that's on you. You can't blame me. You can't blame Cesar. You can't blame Kev and nobody else. If you know these positions and you know these price points, execute on that shit. And again, if you're not confident with those levels, go in with a small position to test it to see if, okay, this level is going to work in your favor. If it goes up, okay, start adding in more shares and move up to the upside where it can benefit you. Now you have more reward than risk. And I'm sorry for ranting. But so we go over that.
Ran away, baby. I feel like this has been pent up in you. Someone got to you. Like, what are you doing? You did it again. You did it again. I've been telling you so long.
I used to be like that. I mean, because I didn't know how to execute correctly on the market because I wasn't doing the necessary research. But again, thanks to you, Cesar, Kev, you guys taught me to be the trader that I am, where now I can help other traders as well. So also we go over, again, losing money per trade, lack of track, and the main weakness, patience. That's the main thing. Patience. Because you're not allowing the market to set itself up properly to the way it needs to set itself up. Okay, what about your long buys, but the market is dropping? We could be purposely pulling down to a certain price point to a strong demand zone where buyers can step back in and reverse right back on up. But a lot of people lose patience and then again they start to blame everybody else but themselves. Think about it. Just right here, for example, right here on my chart. Right here. I was yelling out this morning. I was talking to a few other traders. I said, guys, watch the 8250. Watch 8250. As long as 8250 holds, we can reverse back up to the upside. Look right here. 8250 held, red to green, sell it to buyers. Nice entry, reverse right back on up from 8250 now to 84. Patience. You see what I mean?
Baby.
Easy.
All right, so Jay trades, we know he traded CRWV today. I want to do this down the line. Riggs, what'd you get today? Cesar, did you get any trading in today?
Yeah, actually, I caught a long on the Nasdaq and I caught a long on Nvidia from 204.75 all the way up to 206.
Nice.
And I also caught some trades on gold.
Cool.
But mainly I focus on the Nasdaq, which is the tech sector.
Yeah.
So I caught a nice little, actually like nice 70 point off of it this morning.
Bet, yeah. And then Kevin, what'd you get today so far?
Pre-market DFSC for the fade. DF.
You can, if you want to show your chart to any of you guys that want to share your chart, just press the share button.
Yeah. Go ahead, boss. Yeah.
We're looking at J Trade. J Trade was sharing his chart this morning.
Yeah. Let me take my. Yeah, go ahead.
If you want to share your screen, Kev, Riggs, either.
Yeah, y'all got it. Go ahead, boss.
Oh yes. Okay. Sure. Just real quick here. Just type one. Share.
There we go.
All right, we live. Yeah. Just caught the DFSC. A nice little bear flag popped right back up towards resistance. Like J Trades is saying, guys, patience, uncommon patience. Waiting for the entry, waiting for the ticker to come to you versus forcing. Forcing doesn't work well in trading. And then stabbing at it. Let's pop up towards multiple variables. I like multiple variables to lean into. So VWAP, prior resistance, the whole dollar area, these levels where oftentimes you'll see that break right up through the whole dollar and then it retrace back on down. Could be a decent risk for you. And then back on down to the bottom of this bear flag and for the fade unwind. So that one ended up being fruitful. Multiple points on these plays. I like them because there's less emotions involved. I have traded HKD today, and that one has been all over the place. And more this one's more challenging, because it's just overcrowded, so it creates less edge. I did get it over 5, but it's just this one's. It's just when there's so much volume on these tickers. I'm sure you guys have seen it too. Sometimes it gets so overcrowded that it's hard. Some of these moves are just very manipulated. It's a market maker's paradise, and it becomes difficult. That's why I like those easier backside plays. But that's it for me. Those two.
Love it, love it, love it. And I got the question in chat. We want to make sure any questions you guys have, I'll make sure we get those answered today. And I'll start with you, Cesar. You've been around the longest. You're going to have the best intel. I know I'm decent at charts, and J Trades is really good too with the large cap plays. I know for the most part, Kevin does stick in the small cap sector, but still want to start with you, Cesar. The legendary BM ask, what do each of you think about the market remaining bullish into next year? Are we all clear to keep steady climbing? Any thoughts? So go ahead, Cesar. What do you think about the market? What do we see, Cesar, over the next
Yeah,
6 months?
I'll share my screen as well. So for the market leading up into the end of the year, I still do see the market as bullish. We're going to remain so until the narrative changes. A few things that could have possibly derailed this uptrend would have been if the meeting between China and the US, which happened last night, if that didn't go well, we would have been dropping severely. So being that that didn't happen, they're talking about, things went well. We got the rate cuts that the market wanted. So right now it's literally full steam ahead till the end of the year. And if we are to have a retracement, it's most likely going to be around the first quarter, right? So there's a lot of layoffs going on, but as you can see, companies are beating earnings. Amazon beat their earnings, Apple as well. Was it Reddit? So being that we have good earnings, we have good trade deals, so it's going to be cheaper to borrow money because the rates are coming down. So it's just going to be a more influx of money coming into the market, and also a lot of these other countries are committing to investing in the US. So it's literally full steam ahead until the first quarter, and around the first quarter is where I am expecting to see some sort of correction, which is why as we lead up until the end of the year, I've started to downsize some of my long-term portfolios from AMD, Tesla, Nvidia, even Intel. Like I've been holding Intel. Oh my God. Like if you guys remember like some of the roundtables that we did in the past, I was like Intel was the one of the companies that was severely undervalued, right? And here and behold, this year we had the government investing 5 billion into it. Nvidia invested 5 billion into it, which they're up almost 100% on that investment in a matter of a few months, which is absurd. So I even downsize on that position because I know that once we have a decent correction, all these tech companies are going to do a massive retracement. So at these highs, I'm selling into as we end up making more and more highs.
Love it. Good insight there. Jay, what do you think? Any insight? Any
And, and then
extra?
and I agree with Caesar 110%. And Caesar, I want to ask you too, boss. Do you think a lot of conflict or a lot of and Kev, do y'all think a lot of conflict was coming from due to the shutdowns because we wasn't getting a lot of data coming out like we normally do? Because in me, you, we all know that normally on the Thursdays we have no jobless claims data, 8:30 and so forth. We know the routines. But due to the government shutdown, you think that was causing a lot of friction, which caused a lot of choppiness and a lot of consolidations due to the fact is we didn't have CPI data, PPI data, PCE data, GDPs, and so forth. I mean, do y'all think that was causing a lot of strain in as far as the market? But I do agree with Caesar that I do still think that we have room to move up to the upside of things, especially if the buyers can recover these 680, 684, 685 levels where we could push our way back into the 690s. But I definitely agree with Caesar that we could definitely see some upside after all of this clutter is out of the way and we start to get back to the normal basis.
Yeah, I mean, the lack of data being released is due to the fact that we're running up because we don't have contradicting data, right? So based off of everything that was released prior to the shutdown, so the shutdown is actually helping the market to push up because investors don't know. So if we don't know, we end up keeping with the same sentiment, which is forward. So once the government opens back up and we start getting the data, then yeah, we'll start having more volatility where like I mean every dip has been getting bought up because the sentiment overall, and again, we're leading towards the end of the year, which we tend to have the Santa Claus rally, right? And every time I've seen it, it's usually around the first quarter where we get that correction. But the government shutdown is helping the market push forward.
Yeah, I agree. I just think it goes up. It's going to have pullbacks like it always has in the past, along the way. In my opinion, yeah, I don't see there's any stopping this. I think midterms, when I was at the Money Show, I forgot, of course, the guy that does Jeffrey Hirsch that does the Trader's Almanac every year, got those big head, big wigs that have been doing this for 30, 40 years, and I think that's what they were talking about there. Something around midterms. It's a ways away. I don't see any part of the beginning of next year us going down anytime soon. And I say, yeah. And again, like we were talking about the data releases, that's usually can cause a lot of fluctuation. It's no data, no fluctuation. I kind of forgot about that this week. Imagine how crazy this week would have been if we had those data releases that we were supposed to have too, on top of the earnings report and FOMC. It would have been crazy. So yeah, I 100% agree as far as the market is concerned.
AK, if y'all don't mind, can I share my screen with you again?
No, you only get one share. You got your one share in. That was it. I'm kidding.
Don't do that. Okay, now what I want to share, I'm gonna show you my cheat sheet for SPY, and I'm gonna tell you on why. And again, why I agree with Cesar on why I think that the market is gonna go to the upside. This is my 5-year time frame. Let me move it over just a little bit over this way. Okay, so this is what I've been basically kind of utilizing or going off on as far as SPY, because okay, if you notice, guys, we've been in this range. We've been in this range since 2021, 2022. Now the last time we hit this red trend line was in 2021, crossing into 2022. That's what AK and Cesar. That's when we caught that major pullback going into 2022 when we fell from the 480s all the way back down into the 360s, right? That's when we had that 2022 year pullback. So if you notice, every time we come around this trend line, we get a nice little bounce back on up. The year 2023, trend line, bounce right back on up. Still 2023, nice bounce back on up, going into 2024 to 2025. So if y'all notice the rotation, y'all going from this red trend line where those sellers came in, where we had that massive pullback. If y'all notice, we came right back down. That was at the I think the beginning of the year when we had that massive sell-off due to tariffs. Remember, we fell from 500 all the way back down to a price point. We pretty much fell all the way back down to the 480s. If y'all notice, look right across the board. Look what area that took you out between 2021, 2022, which is right here. 480, right? So that was the area that took you out in 2022. So we go back this way from 2024 to 2025. Where did we pull back down to? AK, Cesar, y'all can agree with this. 480, correct? Right. All we did was turn resistance now into support, which was why we had that massive pull all the way back down to 480 purposely, where we knew what buyers were going to see that. Look at this. Ever since 480, we've been on this nice consolidation right back on up. So if y'all notice, we held that trend line since 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, into 2025. And notice the transition from this dump all the way down to 480, all the way back up towards these high price points. So that's why I agree with Cesar that we could see some move on up. As long as we can stay back above, the 470, 480 range, I do think that we could break out of this range finally into some new higher areas around the 700s. So if y'all notice, all we did was bounce off of this trend line multiple times. We bounced one. Let me draw it out real quick. Hold up. Let me show y'all what I'm talking about for those who don't see it. Let me go to Windows. Okay, right here. We bounced off that area once. We bounced off that area twice. We bounced off this area 3 times. Now I go for a 4th bounce all the way back up towards this trend line right here. So if we can break above that price point, keep us in the 670s, 680s, we could see that possible area around 700. So I agree with y'all 110%. So that's why, guys, and for other traders, I mean, not y'all, but because y'all got this down pat. For all these other traders who don't know, that's why, guys, you got to step outside of your 5-minute time frames. You got to step outside of your 15-minute time frames to get a bigger look of what the overall market is doing. And this is why I use these different areas, guys, to understand on what what is the full and what is the true direction of where the market is going. We already came on down from these levels here all the way back down towards, again, the 480s, which we rebound Now we're on this bullish rally. So again, why go against the grain if the market is literally telling you what it's doing? We're no longer on a bearish rally. Now, based off of this 480 level, now we're on a bullish rally, still continuing on up. So why would you go against the grain if the market is literally telling you what it's doing? Which is why I agree with Cesar 110%. I agree with AK and Kev 110% that as long as we hold these key levels between 670, 680s, we could push back up to the upside.
Charting, baby. Charting 101 right there is all it is.
There you go.
Yeah,
Straight
you
chart.
can make it. I mean, yeah, just like you said earlier, J trades though, it's just supply demand zones, guys. It's just trend line trading. You can make it as complicated or as simple as you want. I mean, looking at this, guys, does it look too complicated? No, it's just bouncing right off the trends. But like J trades is saying, so many of us want to go against like the grain. We want to be contrarian traders and go against what the market's what is objective, what's right in front of us. React to what is happening, not trying to force what you want onto the market.
See, you just said it, Kev. Exactly.
Yeah.
Because a lot of traders want to go in and trade and do what they want the market to do what they want it to do.
Yeah,
But they have to
yeah,
understand
yeah,
the market
yeah.
doesn't care about your feelings. The market's going to move, regardless to whether what you want and what the market wants.
The
market
ego's
is
strong.
always going to overshadow. And let me go to this real quick too. Let me go to my other breaking point. And I always tell a lot of traders. This is another thing that I broke down too. Right here, you have three players of the market. You have the small size traders, which are the retail traders, which is us. And then you have the medium sized traders, which are prop firms and so forth, that trade with, between 50 million to 100 million. And you have the big size players, which trade between in the billions. So us being the small traders, do you really think the market care what the hell we want? No. We're the small fish in the big pond. In other words, like Kev is saying, it's not about what we want. You have to go about what the market is telling you what it's doing. If it's telling you, okay, we're moving up towards the upside, why the hell would you go against it? Why would you go in front of a moving why would you go in front of a moving train or a moving bus that's telling you, dude, we're going up? And as I stated on my chart, I mean, plain as day, right here, the market is telling you, okay, we came down as low as 480, which was 2022 level, right here, clear as day. They're telling you, this level here, we turn resistance now to support, now going up towards the upside. Why would you go against that if the market is telling you that we have not fell back above 480, we rebounded, going from this green trend line, now moving back up towards the uptrend? So that's telling you that the market is now bullish. Why would you go against that? I agree with Kev and season them 110%.
Love it, brother. Love it.
And the thing about it, AK, Kev, and Cesar, what a lot of traders do, especially these new traders, fail to do, go back to the past.
Yeah.
The past is telling you, literally, okay, areas of resistance, areas of support. So why would you go against that if right here, if the market is telling you right here where resistance is, you see you tested once, you see you tested twice right around the 610 level for a pull back down. It's telling you right here where sellers are sitting at. If you go back this way, okay, we done broke above 480 in 2022, 2021, 2022. Now going from resistance now to support. Why would you try to short it if this level is holding? You can see this trend line that's clearly telling you every time you come around the green trend line, buy you step in. Green trend line, buy you step in. Green trend line, buy you step in. Green trend line, buy step in. So it's telling you in reality the demand zone, and it's telling reality the supply zone. I mean, the market tells you everything that you want to know, but a lot of people don't want to do the research. What they want to do is they want to wait on us. They want to wait on AK. They want to wait on Kev. They want to wait on Cesar. They want to wait on us to give them the answers. Guys, how the hell do you think we got the answers? If we can do the research, guys, you can do the research too. Because what about we're not in the market or in a session to give you the answers that you need? Do the work your damn self. Because again, we were in a position where we leaned on people to give us the answers for the next day or the next week or the next month, and that person wasn't in, and we was in a state of confusion. We didn't know what to do. What do we have to do? Be our own traders. We had to understand, man, what are these guys seeing that we're not seeing? And that's why I give roses to AK, I give roses to Cesar, Kev, you two boss, because you guys showed me that, man, how the hell are these guys finding the answers? What are they seeing that I'm not seeing? So what did I have to do? I had to make sacrifices. Over the weekends, I had to push back everything. Man, Netflix and chilling, push that off to the side. World Star, push that. I had to focus on the market
Yeah.
because especially if I'm trying to turn this into a career, I have to make the sacrifices to put myself in a better position. So they're doing or seeing something that I'm not seeing. What is it? And that's what I started to do. So I started to kind of put myself in a competitive mode with Cesar. I started to put myself in a competitive mode with AK because I want to be better than my mentors. I want to be better. I want to be on the level where above my teachers because it's like if they can see something, then I can see it too. So and what I had to do was I had to make the sacrifice to see. Okay, now I see what they seeing. Now I can call these plays because now I get it. Because now I see the patterns that they're looking at. Now I see the setups that they're looking at and why they're calling out these specific plays. If they're not, guys, and guys, I'm not talking to y'all, I'm talking to these other traders. When when Kev and Cesar are breaking down things, guys, they're not guessing these numbers. They're putting into work and putting in the work to understand these numbers, to understand because as I always break down in my live, guys, what did I always tell you? The market is 90% psychology, 10% strategy. So on a psychological basis, psychologically where buyers can step in at, and psychologically where sellers can step in at. It's a psychological play, and that's it. Take those numbers and take that into considerations and make the best of it, man. That's it.
Right
Don't
up.
make trading hard for yourself. Again, you can turn it to a career, but you have to put in the work to get to the levels that we are. We had to make sacrifices. Kev they can speak on this. Cesar, AK-47, we all had struggles, in our trading careers where we did catch some downside and we did catch some levels where we lost confidence in ourselves. People didn't believe in us. People thought we were crazy. Now understanding that the market, especially if you start to better yourself as being a stock trader to understand these levels that, man, this can be a life-changing career. This can change your life. This can get you away from a 9 to 5. We had to go through that,
Yep.
guys. So don't think that me, Kev, Caesar, AK-47, we were born with understanding the knowledge of the market. Hell to the no. And you can ask AK-47.
Yeah.
I had to put up, AK, you can vouch for this. How many indicators did I have before you broke it out to me? I had over 20 indicators. I had a 20 EMA, 9 EMA,
Yeah, I see
100 EMA.
the
Air
hump with-
traffic control chart.
Yeah.
My chart looked like a rainbow fest because I didn't know how to read the market. But once I started to understand the realistic levels, man, I started to do away with a lot of these indicators. I got down now to 3 indicators. Out of 50 that I had, now I'm down to 3 because I had to put in the work to understand how the market works. It's guys, the market is beneficial and you can make it again, it's a life-changing situation, but you have to put in the damn work, man. You can't always sit there waiting on a handout for Kev to give you an answer, for Caesar to give you an answer, AK to put in an answer. How do you think we are on the level that we at? Because again, we went through situations where we had to lean on ourselves, man. We had to believe in ourselves to get on these levels to put us to where we at now, to where we can now teach other people, to help people. Like, don't ever make the same mistakes that we make. Why do you think that we do these damn live streams? It's because we don't want you making the mistakes that we made. Because we know what it costed. It costed us our time, our family's life, our lives. Well, we went through a lot of downfalls, man. But you gotta make sacrifices to get to the levels that we at, man.
There's a corridor.
And if y'all can agree with this, that what causes a lot of distraction on these days is this damn social media, man. People get caught up in technology. They so quick to run to Instagram,
Comparing,
Facebook, all these other things that's outside of the market instead of just pushing this off to the side to study the market. Because guys, you got to realize the past means something. The past tells you something. If it's a certain area that we came back down to, okay, that's telling you, okay, that level meant something to the market. That level meant something to these sellers because, okay, every time we go to this level, why the hell can we not break out? That means that psychologically, those sellers are holding a certain level that they're refusing to let the buyers break above. Now we're turning it back on down. Vice versa. That's just like when we go down to lower areas that we can't crack. That means that level means something to the market where buyers are stepping in that in order for a reverse to happen. Guys, we just talked about it. About this. Kev. See, didn't I just not say 480? If I take all of this off right now, and I just put one price point, I'll take it off right now. One price point. Everything is clear. What changed spire from 2021, 2022 to 2025 where we at? Let's put the price point right now. What did we just talk about? One price point that psychologically reversed the. Was I lying? One price point.
Yeah.
Look at its psychological level. From 2021, 22 that held you down for damn near 2 years. You broke above 480, ran on up, and then pulled back down to what price point that got you that upside? 480. Guys, don't you do not see the psychological level? 480 was once resistance, not support. Look at this. When you were underneath 480, you pull back. Now above 480, you push back up. But you see on the psychological level how easy it is just to read these levels? It's not hard at all. Why do you think me, Kev, Cesar, and AK-47 are on the levels that we at? Because we understand it now.
Speaking
But
of,
yeah, that's all I had to say. But I mean, I just have to just let people know that the market is not difficult like they make it. It's not, man. I had to learn from my mistakes. I had to learn and understand it and respect.
Well, the
it.
difficulty comes from within, right? It's within. It's not the market because you're going to find, and I got it. My Zoom says I got less than a minute. I don't know if I'm about to get booted.
yeah,
out
well,
again.
I logged in finally. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. So yeah, I don't know what I literally logged in during that meeting. That's why you didn't see the log in button anymore up there. I'm like, oh, let me log in so this can go longer. And I'll just text them all to join the meeting again here. I have no idea why that stopped because I did log in, and I actually do have good Zoom. So hold on a sec. Just go back to same link. Go back to same link. Damn it, Zoom. Boom. We'll get them back over here in a second. Same link. We'll get them going again. The guys are hitting it all in the head, though. They're definitely, it's just, I'm not going to do a lot of talking. I talk all the time. I know maybe some of you guys don't see my live stream, so I'll talk more right now while we wait for them to come back. But yeah, it's the same stuff we teach and preach all day, every day. It's the stock market. This is what you can expect. And overall, you got to make things easier on yourself instead of harder. Just everyone wants to make things harder on themselves for whatever reason. I don't really know. But that's just the way.
All right,
There we go. We're back. We're all back. We're all coming back.
All right.
Yes, sir.
we
We're
back.
not
We
all
back.
sick, but we
Maybe
back.
it's the
We back
hat.
again.
Maybe the hat back on.
And like I was saying, guys, and I do apologize, man. I didn't mean to go on a rant, and I do apologize about that. But all I was just saying was, I mean, Cesar, AK-47, Kev, I mean, we all went through the struggles, guys. So, I mean, I'm talking about to all these other traders, man. We went through the downfalls. We understood on, man, if we can fight this stubbornness that we do go through, that, man, we can make it. We can be as, be as successful as these other traders. If we can do it, guys, and we proved it, you guys can do it too. So that's why I give my roses to AK-47, to Cesar, to Kev. Look what we accomplished. Look where we at now.
Yeah, right.
We successful now helping you guys.
We're
Think about
firing
it.
off some AK-47s is what we're doing.
Love the tea, bro. I love the merch.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So no, it's like I said, it's definitely one of the things where a lot of traders find that down the line. It's for us, we found it, within maybe a year or two or three. It takes some time to, for each one of us. But it's just one thing that a lot of traders that finally get and understand is that, get your edge, trade your edge. And sometimes edges are going to, unfortunately, as much as you want to sharpen them, stock market's going to change, it's going to shift, and certain edges won't be as edgy as they were. And so it's the shifting of market, the shifting of change, and understanding that's going to happen where some setups aren't working as well as they were before. Now you've got new setups that are working better than they were previously. And so it's understanding that. It's understanding not getting in the way of a bus like we've talked about. It's the same stuff, that we can keep teaching and preaching over and over and over. But hopefully this, and like, the guys that have come over today, I appreciate you joining, and it's definitely helpful for you guys just to kind of reinforce the stuff that all of us say in all of our streams or out to public or other traders or what we've taught over the last few years. It's the same thing and maybe just different verbiage. What I teach and preach is pretty much the same thing Cesar's teaching, that Jay's teaching, that, Kevin's teaching. It's just in different verbiage, and then like CR, who was on earlier, like he's saying the same things that we're saying, right? So you start seeing this, and like when I was at the Money Show with all these guys that have billions or millions of dollars, and where their mindset's at, it's, of course, they've been doing it for 20, 30, 40 years. And one guy I talked to, 45 years he's been doing this, Keith Fitzgerald, which is nuts. And I'm like, God, you've been doing this longer than I've been alive. but they're all saying the same thing we're saying, and essentially in their own verbiage.
Mm-hmm.
And it just blows my mind to see that from guys that have been doing it for 5 to 10 years or up to 15, with like me, Jay, Cesar here, all of us have been doing this for about 7, 8 years, if not, 15 like Cesar has. But that's a good amount of time. But then you see traders that have been doing it for 30, 45 years doing and saying the same thing. It blows my mind. So it's good to see and say. That's why I'm having these, and we'll continue to have these roundtable discussions at the end of every month, so you can get a little taste of what other traders are doing and saying. And we're all saying essentially the same thing. So please understand that if I'm saying it, he's saying it, they're saying it, she's saying it, you need to understand that and soak it in and start becoming, the trader that you can be, and stop
The love of the game sustains you.
Right,
I mean, if you for the ones that focus entirely money, it's going to backfire. Like money's a byproduct of trading well, and no matter what strategy you have, guys, I think everybody starts out with a million things on their chart because they think more charting equals more profit.
Jay,
More arrows, more lines, equals more profit. It doesn't, and more trading doesn't equate to more profit either. It's uncommon patience that Jay was discussing earlier, and uncommon discipline that you have to experience.
And Kev, to piggyback on that, that's why a lot of traders fail at, because like you were saying, boss. So many traders want to look at they want to overdo too many things. They want to look at damn near 10 stocks. They want to overdo it because while they're jumping on this stock, man, limit it down. Understand the certain stocks that's putting money in your pockets. Man, if you got to go down to 3, go down to 3, because every stock has a different personality. You have to understand it, especially on the blue chip stock, because as I was telling people in my live stream that with blue chip stocks, normally a lot of these stocks like to move by $2 increments. The only one that normally moves by $5 increments is Tesla, because you'll normally see 440, 445, 450, 455, and so forth. Majority of these other stocks like to move by $2 increments, but too many people like to put too many stocks under their belt, and they can't keep up with it. They have 10 stocks, so while they're looking at too many, it's always going to be one that's going to surpass them on, and they're taking focus on the one that they needed to look at. They could have put money in their pockets. But so what they have to do is they have to minimize that, man. Stop looking at damn near 10 to 20 stocks. Lower that crap down, because you're only human. You can't look at every single stock. Look at the ones that's putting money in your pockets and understand how it works. If it's NVIDIA, if it's Tesla, if it's Apple, whatever the case may be. Because you got to look at it, especially if you're dealing with options. You're going to make money on both sides of things. You're going to make money on the downside. You're going to make money on the upside.
And they froze him. Zoom said we're cutting Jay off.
The market makers heard him. The market makers heard him.
They said we're not with it.
I want to ask this, though, for sure. On
International Space Station ain't not good reception up there.
They're cutting him off. He's out in space. He's got bad reception. So I do want to ask this. Questions for at least this one was I was going to ask that your guys' thoughts on the SPY and where we see the market over the next 6 months into next year. That's always going to be a big topic for sure. The first roundtable had to get that asked, which someone asked it already. The other one I was going to ask, and of course I don't long win this essentially kind of podcast live stream today, but I do at least want to ask one more question before we kind of call it over here soon. You guys have one indicator to use for the rest of your trading journey. What indicator are you using? Cesar, we'll start with you.
EMAs.
Okay.
The exponential EMA. So it would be the 200 and the 50 and the 14 EMA.
Okay. Love it. And then how about next time, or if you want to now, if you can show your screen, how are you using those? Can you pull up, can you find real quickly how you're using that?
Absolutely.
Let's do it. And then we'll get to you, Kevin. So Kevin, get ready for yours as well, bro.
Okay. You gotta allow me to share.
Yep, I got you. You're good to go.
Okay. All right. So here's my screen, right?
Yep, there we go.
So 15-minute time frame, 200 EMA. When we came this morning, I bought here anticipating we broke out. The first retest tends to be the highest probability winning trade. So I always take the first test. Second test, not so much, because then it's like the way I equate it is it's like taking a sledgehammer to a wall, right? The first time you hit a sledgehammer to the wall, you get the strongest bounce. After that, you might break through, or the bounce might be smaller, So that's how I use the EMAs on the 15, on the 1 hour. I mean, I could go back to where, again, let's go. Okay, example here. Price holding over the 50. We broke over the 50. Retest. Here's my entry long. Beautiful run up. Second time it comes back, generally I wouldn't take it. I would then look to either take it on the second one or the 200 EMA and then let it rock out. Oh my goodness, what is happening in the market right
Yeah,
now?
that's what they were just asking about too. They're like, we just got some huge volatile movement out of nowhere there. So
Yeah, wicked,
I don't see anything.
wicked, wicked.
Oh, we got
Damn.
Bank of America CEO warns shutdown could slow economy. Economists see rising recession. So I don't know if that and Bloomberg, but the most recent thing was 37 after there with Bank of America CEO warns shutdown could slow economy. But that's the only thing I see on the news.
Yeah,
Nothing there I see major, but yeah, that is a huge
not
sell off right
major.
there.
But yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
So this is how I rock out with it. So if I had one thing to choose, it would be that. I mean, I can enlarge the 1 hour time frame and show areas where as long as price is over it. And again, some people they'll talk smack about the EMAs, for example, pre-market, we got over the 200 EMA. That for me is a bullish indication where price is just going to continue to the upside. Some people will talk smack about EMAs or SMAs, but all these different indicators and strategies, they all work. It's just a matter of being patient and waiting for
Right.
that entry or that setup to take place for you to then to take advantage of it.
Gotta get the edge. Once you get the edge, just keep sharpening the blade over and over and
Yeah,
over.
yeah.
Love it. Love
So
it.
see how on a 15, see, second time it came down. This is why I never trust the second or the third. I like to stick with the first retest and then just go from there. If I miss it, I'll wait till the next day.
Right. Yeah. Boom. Bam. Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Patience,
Okay.
patience, discipline,
Yes,
and then
sir.
builds. I always say patience and discipline builds the confidence. And so if you can build the patience, you build the discipline along the line, the confidence grows. You take the trades.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin, what do you got? What's your one go-to if you had to do the rest of your journey? You're on a desert, or you're up in space with J trades. You know, you're just deserted somewhere. What's your one go-to? I say set. I'm going to hangover. I'm going to your one indicator. If you're going to use one indicator, what's it going to
Yeah,
be?
well, Caesar actually had it on his chart. I think I'm narrowing it into the previous close. That's very important for me, especially with the strategy I trade. I want to know, like, if I could only use one, I want to know. I guess I'm basing that off of am I only seeing today and just the previous close yesterday. I want to know where we are today in relation to yesterday. Essentially, that's the most important thing to me,
Yeah.
percentage wise, because I like to fade these names. The 200 day is very important for me as well. You know, I can't just give you one. VWAP, volume weight is of course another one, but I just want to emphasize to the traders out there because we've been talking a lot about a lot of these patterns that we recognize. There's a lot of value in this, and when Jay Trades was talking, a lot of things were coming to my mind that it's like I struggled with early on, and I just wanted to share that with the traders. And a few of those are like we have to ultimately, guys, we can have all the indicators in the world. We can narrow it into just a few, but what you want to avoid is the certainty of any of the of relying on these with 100% certainty. And I know that sounds like, yeah, of course, Kevin, but I'm telling you, like once we involve ourselves in the trade and the egos involved, it is very difficult to break ourselves from these trades, and that's why I'm sharing that with you. If you can learn to create a state of mind that's unaffected by what the market does, your struggle will cease to exist. I can nearly give you that with certainty. uh, Create a state of mind unaffected by what the market does. What does that mean? That means in the face of adversity as a trader, you are sure of what you're going to do regardless of what the market does. That takes so much of the fear out of it. There's four trading fears. Identify what yours is and make sure you don't create downhill habits for these uphill battles. That's what, first of all, that's what you want to do. But secondly, think of this. This is a little cringy analogy, but think of yourself as a bird on a branch. Do you trust the branch or do you trust your wings, right? And in trading, do we trust our indicators or do we trust ourselves to fly in case the stock market breaks, in case the branch breaks? I'm telling you, traders, if you can trust yourself in the face of adversity, regardless of what the market's going to do, the struggle will cease to exist ultimately. Of course, over time, you have to develop experience, and that's going to be your gut, which gives you, it pretty much tells you what's a good trade and what's a bad trade. But I'll tell you this, even my struggle these days, and that's why I said you never make it, you're always making it, regardless of the experience. Because I'll tell you guys, I've seen so many traders that I admire and that are good traders completely blow up because they have a lapse in judgment one time, and that one time takes all their progress away over the course of a year, 2 years, 3 years. So you are always making it. There's really no light at the end of the tunnel unless it's a train, is
Right.
what I
Yeah.
say. So just focus in on thinking with clarity in the face of adversity, because the market, like we saw with even this HKD today, this ticker was one that went up to 1600 in times past, and QMMM recently a few dollars up towards 200. So as certain as you are, I'll say this is my struggle here as well, is I like a setup almost too much where it is difficult. You know, the ego's there. It's difficult to walk away. It's like, man, this is for example, yesterday it was INTS. Yesterday I took a heavier loss on that trade than I should have. INTS, because I really like the chart. And then day one moves. I'm mainly short. I mainly short these plays, guys. And so I was short a little bit earlier than I should have been front side on that. But these plays provide a great backside opportunity, and that's the hangover I've gone over many times now. If you guys just take a look at INTS today, I shorted that one out of the gates. I may have failed to mention that earlier, but against pretty much that previous close line, $1.32. These things often second day without the momentum, they bleed out, they profit take and fade, and that's one of my favorite edges and setups, just because there's great reward to risk, and it's less emotional. These things, it's just very clear. It's a ride or ride out kind of trade. It's either going to work or it's not. But that's my encouragement to you guys on your trading journey. You're going to develop experience over time. Just really hone in on what you're going to do, regardless of what the market does. Because as our good friend Mark Douglas says, the market can be irrational longer than we anticipate, really. And you got to know your response to that.
All right, guys. My mother is coming by here in 5 minutes to see me before she heads out of town. My mom, I'm her only son, so she's going to come. Her and dad are heading down to DFW to see some friends. So I've got 5 minutes to wrap up before I know she texts me and said, I'm on my way. I said, oh, I'm finished with the Roundtable. I'll be out at 11. You know, I love my moms. You know we love our moms.
I love AK.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I love AK.
So I'm just truthful about it. I'm just like, I got to get out to moms. I cannot let mom sit out in my driveway. You know, you can't do that to mom. All right,
and guys, I do apologize, man. My internet went out. It's like,
we know you're out in space, brother. If you weren't on the
if
you weren't on the International Space Station up there, you know, get out of the damn space station. Get back to Earth over here. You're hanging out with Thanos. You know, you're hanging out with my dude. Come back to Captain America, brother. Come back down to Earth. All right, let's do this. Let a little fun. I don't want to finish on anything stocks. We'll get long-winded. Let's go straight to Halloween and candy. I'm going to go to each one of you. We're going to start with top left-hand corner, Cesar, then go to Kevin, then finish with Jay. All right. What was your favorite Halloween costume growing up if you had one? Like if you had a certain year, and then what is your favorite candy? Cesar, favorite candy, your favorite Halloween costume in the past?
Favorite candy, Snickers. Favorite Halloween costumes, don't have one.
All right. That's good. All right, Kevin, what do we got?
I mean, I remember I was a little young and dressing up like Michael Myers, so that was kind of creepy.
My favorite
little
killer.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, Michael Myers.
So Mike Myers, and what's the candy?
I may still be dressing up like him tonight.
Okay, all right. Yeah, scaring the kids.
Yeah, exactly. Chasing down and getting my candy. I don't know, cowtails. I really liked when I was growing up. I really don't eat much of that stuff these days, but I recall those cowtails.
Love it. All right, Jay, let's go back nostalgia. What do we got? Favorite costume, favorite candy?
Dude, I'm gonna lie. My grandma designed all the costumes. I used to be a Batman fanatic, so she made Batman and Ninja Turtles for me back in the day. Favorite horror, I said, killer. Like I agree with Kev, Michael Myers, but candy wise, I gotta go with Twix and Kit Kats.
Okay.
Twix. Yeah, Twix is good.
Those are good. Snickers good too. I love a Snickers. I love Skittles.
Well, let's go
too.
get them.
I love Skittles. I've always been a Skittles guy too.
Yeah, my G.
and then my favorite one as a kid, I never forget. Got one of those nice. Well, it was right when Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles came out, and I actually got one of those nice ones that were like came with the shell. You know, had the sword. I got Leonardo. I had to get the sword. And then I was big on that. And the next year I dressed up as a ninja. And that, so like back-to-back years, I must have been really big into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and I thought I was gonna be a ninja when I grew up. Because yeah, it was Leonardo, and then the next year or the year before that, I was a ninja, and yeah, that was like my favorite. And I'll tell you, how about this? Did you guys do this as kids? One last thing. Did y'all sell the chocolate bars? Did your school have the big boxes and you had to do the chocolate bars?
We had to
Oh
yep,
yeah,
yep,
oh yeah,
yep. Yes,
definitely
sir.
did.
Yeah.
Oh, the ones with the almonds in them.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh
Good
no!
stuff.
Hey, Kev, AK-47 and Cesar. Y'all remember? Because I know y'all by 80 and 90s babies. Don't y'all remember back in the day when we used to so I guess read a certain amount of books when you could get that free pizza from Pizza Hut.
Yes.
You got
Yes. Yes.
videotape, VHS.
Yes. Oh man, that those are the glory days. You got the little personal pizza. It was like that, this big or whatever, you know. Yes. All right, boys, I got to go here in the next minute to get out to my mom. Cesar,
All right,
Kevin.
fellas, it was a pleasure.
Oh, that was awesome. We gotta do it again, man. Let's do it
Likewise.
again.
Yeah. Oh, it's going to happen again. Us four on the stream coming up soon again. I can't thank you guys enough. Have a great, safe, blessed, food-filled Halloween.
And before you head out, AK, like I said, man, again, I want to give y'all roses, man. AK-47, Kev, Cesar, man,
Likewise.
thank y'all.
Likewise.
I want to thank y'all for being my heroes, man. Thank y'all for changing my life where I can help other people, man. So I definitely want to give y'all roses, give y'all shout outs because y'all helped pave the way for me. And it goes to show y'all that, man, when you have great mentors, you have great leaders in your lives, man, on how things can work out for the best, man. But I thank y'all for help saving my life and saving my family's life. So thank
you, man.
y'all.
Appreciate
Roses to
it.
y'all. Thank y'all.
All right.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Appreciate you.
Love you guys.
Take
Have a
care,
good
guys.
one.
You too.
All right, there they go. My boys, the gents, there they go.